from you. I'm talking already. You can't hear me? Okay. I've been on the app. You can hear me on the app, right? Am I audible enough?
If the lion is the king of the jungle, how can he be the king of the jungle? If he's not the biggest, the elephant is probably one of the biggest. He can't be the fastest because that's a cheetah. He can't be the smartest. So he's not the biggest, the fastest, or the smartest. So how does a lion become the king of the jungle? His mentality. That's the only difference of a lion and an elephant. When a lion walks up and sees an elephant, he thinks lunch. An elephant thinks run. And it's all mentality. Because when a male lion walks up, he may be outnumbered by a pack of hyenas, but I'm king of my jungle because of my mentality.
What happens when you're a gazelle and you're not being pushed, you're not being prodded, you're not given a reward, nobody's encouraging you? What happens when you're a gazelle and the lion's not chasing you anymore? You stop running. But what happens when you're a lion? When you're a lion, it does not make a difference. You realize that...
Kunle Joe Komolafe, KJK as he is fondly called, is the lead strategist of the KJK Development Systems, a leadership, strategy development, and peak performance consulting organization. He is also the founder of the Center. Kunle Joe Komolafe, KJK as he is fondly called, is the lead strategist of the KJK Development Systems, a leadership, strategy development, and peak performance consulting organization. He is also the founder of the Center for Real Impact International, a non-government organization that bridges the gap between the dreams and its realization of her audience. A distinguished, multidimensional and seasoned speaker, leadership and peak performance strategist who has over 20 years built relevance from a humble beginning. He places premium on the art of development and mastery and strongly believes that anyone, any organization or nation can become her dream if key skills are fostered. His passion for human capital advancement and as a resourceful speaker in diverse areas of human needs and cogent matters has given him several opportunities to take keynote sessions, speak, and facilitate programs at various platforms, conferences, organizations, cities, and groups. He is currently an author of 4 dynamic life-transforming books. KJK is a cybersecurity enthusiast, avid reader, and prolific writer. Ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, let's make welcome
to Elevate 2025.
Awesome. Can you all hear me? Am I audible enough? Can you all hear me? Good. How we all doing though? Awesome. Should I say Happy New Year? And this is going to be our first webinar in 2025, right? And I am excited about this. I don't know about you, but you can give, yourself a thumbs up already because you're going to have a great 2025. Just put it in there in the chat and let's just have a fire going on over there. Great. I just want to appreciate everyone for taking out time to be on this call today. Awesome. So we have a lot to talk about, and we will be doing this over 7 Saturdays. We have lineup of awesome, great speakers, and I will be talking about that progressively during my session. I thought it wise to be the first person, to open this Elevate 2025 webinar series. We've not had this kind before. I know we are global, people joining from everywhere, all over the world, from Nigeria to Ghana to South Africa, the UK, Germany, the USA as well. And I want to say, wherever you are joining from, we understand that we have different time zones on the call today. All right, I want to quickly, and I'm very careful about this, but then I thought to appreciate some of our folks from the Center for Real Impact who celebrated their birthday this month of January. And I will be starting by celebrating Dr. Tosin Olushola. Happy birthday to you. Antonia Oyegu Ifeoluwa Idowu. Today is actually his birthday. And then Miriam Isa, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday. And we have some coming. I can't go on and on mentioning the names, but I know we have Dr. Teresa Olushola as well. I guess that should be on the 28th of January. Awesome. So today, um, we want to have a very crucial conversation where we will be laying the foundation for the 7 weeks that we're going to be having, the 7 weeks we're going to be experiencing here at the KJK Development Systems in collaboration with the Center for Real Impact. Now, listen to me, guys. In 6 months from now, right? In 6 months from now, you will have 6 months of excuses or 6 months of progress. And I'll take that again. In the next 6 months, by the time we get to June, July 2025, what you will have, what we will have is going to be 6 months of excuses or 6 months of progress. And the signs are already there. It's 11 days into 2025. You want to take a recap. You want to begin to examine. You want to begin to check yourself. What has been the milestones? Has it been that of excuses? Has it been that of the things that you were doing and experiencing in 2024? Have you already started procrastinating? Or you are beginning to see trickles of results? So, it is important for us as we begin the year to have some crucial conversations like this. And that's why we said for the next 7 Saturdays, we will be having these conversations, bringing in speakers, people who's got experience, people who's practicalized some of the things that we will be talking about, and sharing their thoughts, sharing their stories with us. Now, the difference between who you are and who you want to be is going to be what you do. Someone said, and I'm sure a lot of us have had that several times, that it is insanity doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So this year is going to be a totally different year for you, and you want to be extremely, now I'm very careful with my choice of words. You want to be extremely, you want to be intentional about your actions, about the things that you do. Now, write these things down, write these words down. Thoughts, convictions, emotions. Thoughts, convictions, emotions. You see, a lot of people don't know why they want what they want. And that's why, as the year progresses, the things that they wrote the last week of December 2024, or probably For some of us, when we were crossing over into 2025, December 31st, we were asked to just get a piece of paper, write something down, lift it up, and and all of those activities. You would find out that as the year progresses, the fire, the drive begins to drop. And all of a sudden, it's like every other year. It's like any other year, right? But that's not going to be our story this year, because I have on this call people who will pick the things that will be said and turn them into action points, turn them into doing points. So I said that a lot of people don't know why they want what they why a lot of people don't know why they want what they want. You see, so you want to say to yourself today, why do I want the things that I have written down as my goal for 2025? I'm not going to bore you with goal setting. That's not why this call is on today. Because goal setting is one of the lowest forms of success. It's like the foundation. It's the beginning of beginnings. There's a higher dimension to it. And I'll try as much as possible to touch on some of those things today. If I cannot complete the things I want to say today, we'll look at it, progressively into the other weekends. Why do you want what you want? Why do you want to do the MBA? I applied for an MBA recently. And then when I was having a conversation with the admission officer, she asked me, she said, why do you want to get an MBA? The big why, if you can answer that question, because guys, life is going to life as it always does in 2024. There will be wins, there will be challenges in 2025. There will be wins, there will be challenges as we've had them year in and year out. There will be distractions. There will be people that will come into your space to derail you. There will be informations that will come into your space to distract you. All of these things will be thrown at you in 2025 if you cannot define your why. Why do you want to do that PhD? Why do you want to switch job? Why do you want to travel? Why do you want to build that house? Why do you want to buy that car? Why do you want to marry? Why do you want to have children? The big why is important. And that's where I want to start from. Because, guys, there is a difference between a resolution, a goal, and an intention. There are three different things, major difference between a resolution, a goal, and an intention. And this is it. I'm just going to try to explain it at a very high level because we have a lot to talk about. Now, what a lot of people have is resolution, not a goal. Now, resolution is the lowest of it. It's not bad to have it. Goal setting, as we always hear, at different systems, different organizations, different gatherings, there's going to be a lot of emphasis on goal setting and all of that. But then goal setting is just probably what we call the middle class. It's the medium level. There's another level called intention. Being intentional. Did you get that? So a resolution, which a lot of people have, is a decision. Just a decision. I will not smoke anymore in 2025. I will stop doing this or I will stop doing that, I will start doing this, I will start doing that. Those are resolutions. We need to get it right today. Understanding the difference between resolution and goal and intention. A goal is a desire, decision, desire. A goal is an intention. Now you'll be like, okay, KJK, now what's going to be an intention now? We're going to get there. An intention is a reason why you want that thing. An intention is a state. Moving from it just being what you want to it becoming a goal, an intention, a desire. Because when it grows from just a decision to a desire, it's like moving from year 2 to 3. Intention, I'll say, is a state of being intentional, a knowing, a consciousness as to what you want to do. And there are several elements that comes with that. It's a walk. Excuse me. It's a walk, W-O-R-K, and it's a walk, W-A-L-K. A resolution is a wish. The season drives it. Oh, we're going to start a new year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. New year, new me. I'm sure you've heard that from a lot of people. It's going to be a new me this year. I will not do this. I will not do that. I will not do this. The season drives intention. For those of us who are either in the UK or in the US, we've had some experiences of snow. It's winter. It's a season. What happens during winter? We dress tight, we put on the sweaters, we put on the socks, the gloves, and all of those things. What are we trying to do? We're trying to adapt to the season. But in a short time from now, when we begin to approach March, April, we're going to keep those clothes somewhere and switch to another set of clothes because the season is over. Remember, we always say if wishes were horses, right? Even the beggars will ride on it. And I'm sure you know how expensive horses could be. So if wishes were horses, even the beggar will ride. So a resolution is a wish. So you want to begin to look at the things that you have said to yourself that these are the things I want to achieve. These are the things I want to do in 2025. And begin to ask yourself, at what level am I with these things? Because it goes beyond just writing a line. I was speaking with a friend of mine some few days ago. I don't know if he's on this call. And we're talking about goals for the year and all of that. And he shared his thoughts with me as to what he's going to be working on this year, and when I saw a few of it, I'm like, wow, this is an exercise. This is a shot in. Do you understand what I'm saying? This has gone beyond just being a wish, just being I want to, I will. It goes beyond that. You can see, I can literally run with those things that was shared. Literally, it's a blueprint. That's the word. It's a blueprint. Moving beyond just being a decision. Moving beyond just being a desire to becoming a reason. I have to. A process. It comes with mind mapping. I don't know if you guys have heard about mind mapping before. Like, it comes like, for those of us who understand photography, the zoom in process of photography, where you can capture the big picture and then you can zoom it close to yourself. We had a test run of this a few hours ago, and I kept telling the great man who helped, to work on this, zoom me in a little bit more, bring me closer. And he kept, putting his effort trying to bring me closer to the screen so that I can be at your face tonight. Right. So an intention is deeper. It's a science. It has protocols. And uh, when I was thinking through, this session tonight or what afternoon, morning, wherever you're joining from, I was asking myself, so how do I feed an intention? You feed an intention by strategy. Strategy is the food of intention. All right. Strategy is the food of intention. How, how, I'm sure a few of us who's been consistent, with me over the years, you've heard me say this several times that we have the it takes the internal to build the external. That whatever you see is created twice, right? And that means that we have two worlds. We have two worlds. And your presence in these two worlds goes a long way. But I found out with my interaction with people over the years that a lot of us are more present in one of it than the other. And your ability to be 100% present in this world and 100% present in that world is what guarantees success. I have been a student of people, studying biographies and autobiographies for over 25 years. Student of people, paper, research works, and all of that. And I understand certain things that makes for success. And one of the things I told myself as we were preparing for 2025 is that I'm going to be more intentional about certain things. It's time to go global, really global, like absolute globalization of my person, my process. It is time to take this message, this person, this brand all over the world. And how do I do that? I have been more present in this world. Though I am present in that other world, and the reason is this: every man is more conscious of what he can see, what he can touch, what he can feel. Not knowing that what you cannot see, what you cannot touch, what you cannot feel is even more stronger. In fact, a lot of people, I take that back, humans, in other words, everyone, is being controlled unconsciously or consciously by the things that cannot be seen, by the things that cannot be felt. Now, yes, I know this is deep, but I'm hoping that when you go back and sleep over it, all right, I'm going to put a disclaimer now, and this is it. I want you to come here, or I want you to listen to me with a clean mind, a clean slate. Like just soak it in first, and then later on go think about it, go diffuse it as you best think. But again, it's the Pareto principle. 20% of the people listening today are the ones that will get 80% of the results that is intended to be gotten by this webinar. So I'm not bothered about that. Not everybody will get in now, but in the nearest future, you will come to understand that there is a level, there's a place called there, there's a level beyond the level at which you are now. There's a more. Do you understand? And I'm going to talk about it in a bit. There's a more to you. The intangible dimension of life and the tangible dimension of life. See, guys, imagination is the womb of creation. And show me a creative man who's been able to translate his creativity into physical, material, tangible things. And I will show you a man who is wealthy, successful, and on his way to more of it. And that's why they say the wealthy gets wealthier and the poor gets poorer. It goes now. I know. Don't soak it in all. Just get it. I'm almost there. Imagination is the womb of creation, but it goes beyond imagination. What I'm talking about goes beyond that. But with this alone, you can transform your life totally. I'm building. You see where I started from? Now we are here. And I wanted to follow closely. The intangible dimension and the tangible dimension. There, and these both worlds have what feeds it. But we have a lot of people, 85%, I'll put it that way, with my little understanding of life in the past few years. I mean, having lived for about 43, going to 44 now. Feed more on the tangible. That's why you can sit down and watch a movie. I was about to call a particular type, Korean movie and all of that. Sit down and watch a movie for 5 hours, but you cannot sit down and switch off your lights, both the physical one, the one that you can see, and switch on your internal lights, as it were, and just soak it in for 5 hours. A lot of us in 20 minutes, we will begin to snore. If you do, or you sleep off. So the consciousness, and okay, guys, you see this that I'm talking about, I'm also soaking it in. I'm also beginning to practice this. I began this a few weeks ago, and it's working. It is working already, 11 days in. So I can imagine what's going to happen 6 months from now, 9 months from now. As soon as it's an hour and you are not chatting with somebody, or you are not on social media, or a call did not come in, or the lights are off, for those of us who experience all of those, you start hearing things like, I'm bored, it's boring, you just like it noisy, right? That's an example. There are several others I can give to you on how people feed the tangible dimension. And the tangible dimension keeps you at the most minimal. It keeps you a mediocre. You are neither successful, you are neither a failure. Now, remember, I began talking about resolution, goals, intention, and we're building it. The ability for you to align your thoughts with your imagination, your emotions, and your intention is what takes you beyond the realm of the tangible to the intangible. And when you get to that intangible realm and you are able to be present there in 2025, that you will pick up a word, just a word, healing, for example, and you sit down with that, take it to the intangible and sit on it for as long as you can, over time, being present in that world. Now, you can begin to look at it from different aspects of your life as I talk. Because I have found out that a lot of people come into the year coming to a year emotionally. They build emotional based goals. Just listing things down and writing things down. And I'm not trying to be spiritual on anyone right now, but then the the intangible world is spiritual. And when I say spiritual, don't go religious. That's not what I'm talking about. It's beyond it. Hmm. Whew. Such that even God, what some would call the infinite intelligence, whatever you call it, or you call him, I'll say God, I call him God, said that come let us reason together. So there's a place of reasoning beyond just writing things down, beyond just I will get married this year, beyond just I will change job this year, beyond just I will travel this year. Do you understand? Beyond all of those things. He says, so he is a reasoning personality. He said, and I'm addressing a set of people right now. He says, what is man that you are mindful of him? Mindful. So he has a mind. And what do you do with your mind? What have you been doing with your mind? So write these words down. Reasoning and mindful. Mindful means assuming this is your mind full. What is your mind full of will determine the results that you will ooze out in 2025. Mindful. So, as we prepare to begin to do exploits, to elevate in 2025, you want to be more reasonable with the things you have written down, more reasonable with the next level. Excuse me, just getting over cold, so pardon me. With the next level that you want to attain. Because, like I said earlier, there are levels to this thing. One of the highest emotions that any man can exhibit, that any man can show, is the emotions beyond joy, laughter. I'm going to talk about that a little bit, tonight. Beyond all of that, one of the highest expressions of emotion is reasoning. One of the highest form of emotions is reasoning. So I'm from a tribe called the Yoruba in Nigeria, in Africa, in West Africa. Okay, so I'm not from Africa. I'm from Nigeria in Africa. Some of you will understand because at times you meet people and they say, "Oh, you're from Africa." No, that's just by the way. And in Yoruba, we have the word reasoning. If I'm correct, it's called ironu, right? And if you split that word into two, it's like iro, riro. Then riro means, yeah, like you want to turn something, like you're making So in Africa, there's what in Nigeria, there's what we call the semovita. You want to turn something, or let's even bring it to the, let's talk about if you want to make a cake. There's this thing that you can use to turn it that spins and just twist your flour, the sugar, the butter, and everything. It just turns it. It's turning it. So in Yoruba, it is your raw, right? And then inu means internal. I want to look at it from the perspective of saying the mind, like internal, something internal, right? And in the context of what we are talking about today, what are we talking about? Internalizing stuff is the mind, right? And all of that. So reasoning means turning this stuff in your mind. For everything you want to do, find a reason. Find and define your why. In 2025. And it comes with a lot of twisting, a lot of turning around. Why am I here? Why am I getting this result? Why am I getting this outcome? That's where to start from. Why am I not getting this outcome? Why am I not getting this result? Why did I set a goal in 2021 and could not even achieve it? 2022, the same thing. 23, the same thing. 24, the same thing. And now we're in 2025. Am I still going to get the same result? In fact, I'm not going to do anything no more. I'm just going to let things just go as it were. What's going to be, going to be. But that's not true. What's going to be is not going to be. It would usually just be destructive. So, the mind is the seat of reasoning. And how and what you feed it is very important going forward. So we have the place of emotions, we have the place of feeling, and we have what we call the state, the mood. There are three different things, but I'm not going to talk about that today. Just know that emotions is different from feeling and is different from mood. It's different from a state. Emotion is short term. Short term. Somebody cries right now, and then in the next few hours, the person starts to laugh. Right? Feeling is medium. Feeling is how you react to your emotions. And then there's a state which becomes an embodiment of what the emotions did, the feelings did, and now it has created what we call a state. So there's what we call, when I was putting this together, there's what we call the state of success, the state of happiness, the state of wealth. And you cannot get to that state without emotions and feelings. And this is built from the place of focus. What you are focusing on consistently. Have you been okay, let me tell you guys, I lost my dad at a very young age. I think I was 19 or so when I lost my dad, and I love him so much. And it was a painful experience, and I know a few people understand what I'm talking about, especially if you're close to one of your parents, either your father or your mother, and you lost, one of them. May their soul rest in peace. At times, I'm of age. I have kids. My first son is 13. You understand? But then at times, I just sit down right here and I begin to cry. Like I just think about him. Last week I was missing him so much. Somebody who's died over 20 something years ago. And I would just shed some tears and I'll clean up, I would dance and I would get it off. An emotion. It's not yet a state. But I can sit on that and it will drag me into a feeling such that I begin to react to everybody based on that emotion, if I don't know that this is emotion, this is short term, cut it off. I move it into a feeling. I'm going somewhere. Just follow me. Into a feeling. And then before I know what's happening, it becomes a state of depression. See, am I communicating? Now, just soak it in, like I said, just soak it in. It works. It's what has built greatness. I've been studying. I've been studying. I don't want to do what I do to my leaders. I mean, my leaders, I tell them crazy stuff. At times with the books, I have books I read and all of that. Let me give an example. I just picked one right now. I'm reading this book by Elon Musk. Someone wrote it about Elon Musk. It's Walter Isaacson, and I'm going through it the second time, and I do that. I mean, you can see it's a big book, and a lot of other people like that. That's where I am right now. Just trying to understand. Let me not go ahead of my time. Let me not go too far, because there's what we call. Okay, I'll get there in a bit. I want to go into that world, the other world. Remember, I talked about 2 dimensions, right? I want to go into that world and begin to pick some things. How do they think? How do they so it's not about what they wear. So a lot of us go on social media and all of those things, see what people wear. We want to wear what they wear. We want to look like how they look, make our hair like how they make their hair. So people, lady can come and say, how do you like my hair? It looks like Rihanna, right? That's not Rihanna. Do you understand? Come on now, you see my shirt is Gucci, it's Michael Kors. That's not Michael Kors. Do you understand? It goes beyond that. It's deeper than that. You are relating with him or her in the tangible. But until you can switch to that's why, you want to mimic maybe our religious folks now. You want to mimic maybe how an imam does stuff, or how a pastor or how a bishop does stuff, or you go there and then you carry your hand, put your hand on my head. Oh yeah, transfer it. Okay. I can sit on this one that I just said now for another 30 minutes. It goes beyond that. Because what you want to do is not approach them like that. I have met people. I was talking with my friend yesterday, and I told him about a particular speaker that we brought over and all of that. I spent some time with him and try to understand a few things about how he processes stuff, and and the kind of conversations I was having, the kind of questions I was asking, are not conversations or questions that a lot of people would ask. I was asking questions that goes beyond this world that you can feel, touch, to that world that you cannot see, you cannot feel, you cannot touch. Because I want to connect it with my goals to see how I can replicate in a quantum form the results. So we may be watching the same person. We may be looking at the same person. You are looking at the tangible. The other is looking at both the tangible and the intangible to have a way to replicate. And come on now, you getting it? All right, what took me there? Focus is what builds states. I was talking about my dad. So if I focus, what you focus on becomes your state. But it's interesting when I hear people say that, this generation, our attention, how do they call it again? Our attention, what is that again? Those flimsy excuses that they give. People don't have retention. They retention in 15 minutes, it's 20 minutes, and you want to be successful in this age and time. Microwave you get microwave results. That is why a lot of people are still where they are. I have been practicing this for over 20 something years. Certain results, certain milestones, certain things I have been able to break is based on this. But I wanted it to get to the point where it becomes whole. Then I begin to teach it. And that's why I'm teaching it for the first time today. And we will be having those conversations going forward. Focus, write it down. Focus and frequency. How often? Repetitively. How often are you doing it? You do something for 3 months or for 6 months and you're switching, looking for the next one to do. That's not how these guys built it. They build it, they stay on it, they either sell it or they build it and build another and build and build and build. But you will find out that a Tesla today was a product of the first one. You know, he's coming from way back, from I think PayPal and all of those things. He didn't become Tesla, he didn't become SpaceX today. It's a building upon another building, upon another building. We can go on and on. Richard Branson of Virgin Atlantic is a Mark Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, and all of those guys. I'm sure you know they have, people have written a lot of things about them. Do you even read them? Focus and frequency is what will get you the results in 2025 going forward. Many years ago, I think about 18 or 19 years ago, I stumbled on this book, very small book, As a Man Thinketh. Powerful, evergreen. I love evergreen books, like, you know, all those evergreen books, Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man in Babylon, you know, and all of those crazy, crazy books. Um, as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. You think, you feel, you think, and then you act. We'll talk about that in a bit. Focus, someone says, creates blindness. If you haven't gotten anything from my session tonight, get this. Focus creates blindness. The state of success is empowered by energy and environment. These two things, very key among several other things: energy and environment. And you will find out that in the both worlds, the tangible world, the intangible world, I'm going to spend a lot of time this year in that intangible, because I have found out, and that means there's going to be a lot of shortening. There's going to be a lot of intentional communication. There's going to be a lot of intentional relationships. Right? Where you get to a point in your face, in your journey of life. Now, I'm not talking about mentors or role models, but friends, you know, you're all at the same level, not here, but all at the same level, such that you are so attached that you cannot let go. You may, M-A-Y, never experience this level I'm talking about tonight, because it comes in phases. It comes with energy. It comes with environment. So the environment you consistently find yourself could determine your state. That's why when you stay in a city, in an environment long enough, you begin to have their accent. Probably you begin to speak their language. But when you came in, you weren't speaking their language. When you came in, you did not have their accent. But over time, it rubs off on you. But you didn't take the classes. But nobody sat you down and split your head and put it into you. What happened? The intangible I'm talking about is what happened to you. It's everywhere. It's in this room right now. Like the things I can touch, as much as they are in my office space, it's not as much as the things I cannot touch. So how do I become present in the ones I can touch and in the ones I cannot touch? Because the ones I cannot see, touch, and feel is more powerful. It's actually the one that created the ones I can touch, see, and feel. Energy and environment. You want to be careful and conscious of this thing. Because over time, you begin to focus on it, and then it becomes what you see, what you spend. You just find out that you become so used to the person, you just want to talk to him or her, you just want to be around him as a friend, and all of that. But it will determine energy. It will determine environment, because now it will determine the places you go. It will determine the energy that you exert to each other, but you can see it, you can feel it. It comes in conversations, it comes in recommendations. Oh, the time is up, and I haven't even started. There's a story of this man. I'm going to wrap up in a bit, and then so we can take a few questions. We have just about 33 more minutes to go. It's an hour, 30 minutes program, all through Saturdays, 7 Saturdays. So we're going to get there. A story of a man, some of you will be able to relate. So in that city, they didn't have rain. There was a lot of drought in that city many, many years ago. So this man who was present in both the physical and the spiritual, the non-physical, the intangible world. Remember, I said I'm not talking religion. It's okay. Okay. So but I mean, you can connect it. You can, like I said, I'm just giving you room. Do with it what you want to do with it, right? Trash it, run with it, implement it. You come back and you'll see the results. He was with his servant, and they were having a conversation. I'll put it that way. And then all of a sudden, he took a positioning that switched him from to be in this other world where creativity, innovation is energized at a super level. You have to be more, it has to come with a posture. It has to come with a positioning, because there is a how to feed it. He took that feeding posture, that feeding position. I heard about a great man. I was telling my friend yesterday, great man doing great things in Africa, all over the world, actually. How in his house, he has a room where the only thing in that room is just a desk and a lamp, a table lamp, no lights, just a desk and a lamp and a pen and a notepad and a pen. That's all. And at times he comes in there and just sits there for hours. Nothing else. Himself, no phones, no laptop, no TV, a pen, a notepad, and the light and quietness. Posture, positioning. Yours may not be that. You may not be able to do that now. Maybe like create a room like that. It could just be a particular place you go to every week, every day, or a particular hour of the day that you shut out. No phones, no movies, no TV, nothing. 3 hours locked in. Some of us, we eat too much. It could just be that you lock up. You're not. Do you know that very wealthy, successful people don't even eat that much? One of the sessions we're going to have during these 7 days is going to speak to health, like healthy living, healthy eating, healthy activities, and all of those things. So don't miss that as well, amongst the several others we're going to have. Next week, we're going to be having Tayo Ashley, my friend, great guy. He's one man I love so much, And the week after, we're going to have Ibrahim. Woo! I'll show you all of you want to see him. And for those in the UK, I have a breaking news for you. I'll tell you guys in a bit, or we're going to talk about it after now. We'll be in the UK in April. Yeah. So, okay. So what got me there? What got me there? What got me there? What got me there? What was I talking about? All right. So we eat too much. Like I said, it's a study. I've been doing this for a while. I've been trying to understand this. So when we were coming into 2025, I said, am I not even eating too much? And I found, okay, I always go upstairs. I like opening the fridge, cleaning it, and all of those things. So I said to myself, okay, now what do I do? So a few days ago, I placed an order of a small fridge I'm going to put in my office, and the only thing that's going to be in that fridge is going to be fruits, And I have a got a blender, but the one you plug and the one you can move around with. I already before 2025 started practicing a little bit of it, and then now that we got in 25, I told myself it's time to launch out. You understand? So you can't be in that world. There are practices, there are cultures. You can't talk. You can talk. You can't be present in this invisible world. There's what you use to feed it. There are certain friends that cannot be there. Certain things you can no longer do in that present world, and certain things you have to be doing in that world. The same thing with the physical. In the physical, you have to eat, you have to play, you have to watch movies, you have to do all of those things. You need to be there presently. You need to be there 100%, and you need to be here too. This other world. I said here because, that's where I want to be more. I have found out what works. So watch out for this guy. Watch out for him. Because he's going to be in rooms that with world best successful folks, crazy guys. Going to be rooms with Fortune 500 CEOs cut across the world. He's going to be in nations where the president will send convoys to pick him up from the airport. And I'm not just saying that because I want to talk. There are protocols to these things. And you have to begin to understand. And these are some of the basic protocols I'm sharing with us today. I'm creating a forum, a community that I call the Elevate Network. It's not free. The Elevate Network. And if you want to be a part of that network, because these are some of the things we're going to be discussing, we're just 5 of us, 7 of us, 10 of us. It's not free. It comes with some good price. If you are in the chat room, you can drop the email address. You can grab that email address, send an email, and let them know I want to be a part of this network. It's called the Elevate Network, the KJK Elevate Network. And it's not for many people, it's just for a few people. And it's not that I'm speaking, it's we are speaking, we are collaborating, we are setting ourselves on fire, having conversations, deep conversations, right? Very deep conversations. Very deep conversations where we will talk about the mind, how to live in the intangible, and then get it from the intangible, move to the tangible, and begin to manifest. We will talk about innovation capital and all of those, all of the deeper things. So, but when you put in that, drop your details in that email, it's not an automatic engagement. Somebody's going to call you, have conversations with you, and then afterwards, if you're green, then we move you into the community. So, this man took that posture, and then he told his servant, he said, I know, there's been no rain over time, over a long period of time everywhere. There's droughts, you know, everywhere's dry, but I think it's about to rain. Not just I think, I know it's about to rain. So go tell them. Let's prepare for it. Go check. And then the guy went back to check and he said, there's nothing. He said, he came back and there's nothing. He said, no, it's about to rain. It's about to rain. When that guy was talking, who is a prophet? Let's even, oh shoot. We're going to talk about that, in that network, in the Elevate network. You need to understand how you can move into some dimensions where you see it before you feel it, and you cannot miss it. I know a few people will be laughing now. People like Ife will be laughing and all of that. So if you don't know him, that's fine, because he calls me certain names at times when we have conversations. Some other guys I've seen, you've seen me in those dimensions, a little bit of it, but now I'm going deeper now, fully into it, and I don't want to go in alone. I want us to do it together, guys. I want us to do it together. Every one of you joining online, this is the least you can ever be. This is the least you can ever be. But nothing just happens. Are you with me? Nothing just happens. At every level, there is always another level. Nothing just happens. I talked about Elon Musk earlier. I showed you the book I was reading. He before now, he was not a supporter of Donald Trump. He was not loud about Donald Trump at any point in time. Why was he loud about Donald Trump now? What pushed him? People have several reasons why. But I have a feeling that this was. Have you seen the Cybertruck? Does that look like what you would be in a physical world to create? Come on, guys. How would you put in $200 million to a campaign, and in one day, the Tesla stock price surged to $26.5 billion in a day? Who does that? What kind of calculation is that? Those kind of calculations don't happen sitting down with rice and beans. It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. Just being near accurate, knowing what to do per time, making all the mistakes, but staying through, because regardless of these mistakes, elevation is coming. I see it is clear. Yes, I got a no in 5 years, but I see it. There's a knowing built around the goals you have set. Nothing just happens, guys. So what level are you now as I wrap up? How can you get to that expected level by December, where you look back to January and you tell yourself that this year has been my best year thus far? Am I communicating? Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Like, I haven't even said much yet. But then, as we progress every Saturday, while the speakers are speaking, I'll bring in some thoughts, some ideas that can help you, and then we'll go deeper in the network. I was going to talk about gratitude, how powerful gratitude is, how you can be an architect, how you can mold a year based on what has worked, based on what has worked. But I've spoken to people who has said negative things about where they're coming from, about how goal setting and all of those. I've spoken with someone who said to me, I don't even have goals for 2025. Now, and I'm even saying it's not even about goals. Great, goals are good. I have it. But it moves to intention. It moves to focus and frequency. 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 Everything feeding you will determine focus and frequency. Everything feeding you will determine focus and frequency. And feeding you is all about the gates of a human. The gates of a human. Everything that has an opening in a human is feeding the result of the human. Let's log that in somewhere. We'll talk about that some other time. Everything that has an opening. The skin, the ears, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and those other places. Everything that has an opening. So let's put that somewhere. We'll talk about that when we get to the network, the Elevate network. So as we prepare for 2025, I want us to get into it. I know we're already in it, but it's just 11 days in of 365, so we're still good. I personally believe that we have to be high on gratitude. We have to be high on gratitude. Very high on gratitude. Regardless of your experiences in 2024. Regardless of your experiences from the years coming. Those experiences don't define you. It does not define who you will be in 2025. It doesn't define your success, your greatness, your positions. It doesn't. It doesn't. So be grateful, first of all, that you are alive. Be grateful, first of all, that you can even hear me and you can implement the things that I'm saying. Take the posture of gratitude. I personally believe that gratitude is a superpower. So what I do every day now is to dance. Anything that would feed fear, anxiety, anything that would feed loneliness, that would feed lukewarmness, that will feed going to my shell is gone. The pain is there, but I'm grateful. The challenges are there, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Gratitude is a superpower. Gratitude is not an event, it's a practice. Regardless of what you feel, what you see, what you thought. So gratitude is one of the things that you use to feed this other world I'm talking about, this space that produces results in the tangible. It's a superpower. It's not an event. It's a practice. Gratitude is a practice where you acknowledge the good, the bad, the ugly. Just grateful for everything. Grateful for the pleasure, grateful for the pain. When you take that position, you have become a superhuman. That the people in this world look at you and say, are you normal? You don't have the things that looks like what should make you happy. But then you are even happier than those that have it. Did you get that? It's all about perspective. Oh, when I just said the good, the bad, and the ugly, now I just remember that movie. How many of you watched that movie many years ago? Dun, 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 dun. Remember that movie? Dun, 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 dun. You know, it's just by the way. Gratitude psychologically, write this down. Gratitude psychologically shifts our focus. Remember, focus from scarcity and lack to plenty and abundance. Believe me, it just shifts. I'm not saying that it shifts the reality, because reality is a state of completion. Oh, shoot. There is more to be achieved. There's a higher height to be attained when you are present here, because what you have seen is completion. Now you can build on completion, or you can stay there. All right, let me take a pause there, because if I want to build on that statement, I'm going to go on and on and on. See, when you are stressed, now I'm talking to you guys. When you are stressed, you can never be productive. You can never perform at your optimal. And I'm sure for those of you who follow me closely, you know that I'm loud about peak performance. Wherever you are, be there. If you are in a system, be there. If you're in an organization, be there. So there is this Harvard research. There's this Harvard research that reveals that gratitude rewires the human brain by boosting its dopamine and serotonin. Dopamine. You can go study that. It boosts it. You're just gingered, you're just happy. So gratitude steers happiness. So if you want to be happy and you want to stay in a state, remember I defined what a state is now. In a state of happiness, you have to practice gratitude. A lot of top executives and world's most successful people, right? One of their secrets, believe me, guys, is gratitude. Gratitude is like a mental reset button. It's a recalibration button. Did you get that? And I'm going to stop here. Next week, Saturday, we'll take it up from there. Like I said, we're going to have Tayo Ashley next week. Awesome. I'm excited about it. And then other speakers. We're going to be unveiling each speaker for 7 weeks, 7 Saturdays. And then afterwards, bi-monthly, we're going to have webinars like this. But then for those of us who would be in the Elevate Network, there's a curriculum. There's a system that will be built for us. Practical systems that would literally bring us from here to there. And when I say us, myself inclusive, did you get that? We would be looking at the tripartite being of man. I'm sure you know you are first of all a spirit. That's where you make the mistake. You're not a body. You're not a human. This thing is the least form of your expression. You are first of all a spirit. That's why neglecting the intangible is why You are fighting, you are struggling, you are trying, you are doing it. No, we're not. Man is not created to hustle. That's another discussion for another day. There's a difference between hard work and hustling. They are two different things. Whew. Man is a tripartite being. You are first of all a spirit, number one, number one. Then you have a soul, a mind, number two. Then you live in a body, number three. Now, with this, you will understanding your functionality in these three realms will bring you to that place of consciousness where you know that you know. Then, when you have plateaued in that realm where the successful know that you're doing good, then we have what we call the fourth dimension. All right. With these few points of mine, my time is up. I have just 10 more minutes, and I want to keep to time because we're going to let all the speakers as well. We're going to make sure all the speakers as well keep to time, and we can get the results that we need to get. Thank you so much, guys. So, but very quickly, I have this book that I am giving out for free to everyone all over the world. We have people from I don't know, Toba, if you're on this call, you can put it there. How many someone just sent me KJK, you're at another level. Welcome to 2025, right? So that was funny. All right, so I wrote that book. It's free, okay, and just download it. I know Toba, if you're there, you can put it in the chat. I know we have people from how many countries now? Not the number of downloads, but the nations that have. We have people in over 11 countries now, 11 nations, even more than that, that have downloaded that book. So what we want to do now is that we want to translate the book. That's Awaken Each Day. That's what you see on the screen now. Awaken Each Day. It's a devotional where or what we can call a devotional. I mean, you understand, where we have what you can read for one each day. And I already got feedbacks, good feedbacks from people who have downloaded it and have read it. So there's a link. You can put that link in the chat where people can just click it and then download it. But then I also want you to please share the link to your friends, family, put it on your status. Be kind enough to help us promote it because it's going to help people. They're going to thank you for it. It's a great book. Um, it's a daily. It's 365. So what I did was to give you one capsule for every day. One capsule for every day. Don't read it in one sitting. Just read one for your day, and then if you start now, you're still fine. You just and then you can do that every year. If you have it, it's just good. You can repeat it. Whatever. I have books I've read like 8 times. I have books I've read like 9 times. I remember many years ago, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I read like 4 times. Richest Man in Babylon, I read like 6 times. Think and Grow Rich, I think I read like 3 times. You know, How to Win Friends and Influence People, I think I read like 3 times or so. You know, Dr. Sam Adeyemi wrote a book many years ago. He called it Parable of Dollars. I read that book, like I became that book. You know, and then I never knew I was even going to cross Ghana. How much more should beginning to travel around the world? But that dollar thing just caught my attention, and now we're spending those currencies. Again, the 2 worlds, the 2 dimensions. There's a how to live in those 2 worlds, right? And what you are not conscious about may not manifest in your life. Okay, it begins with intentional consciousness. You know, it's part of the protocol of success. Intentional consciousness. So please download the book, share with your friends, read it, share. And if you want to share testimonials about how that book has helped you, feel free to let us know. Send us an email. All right. Just the book is, put the link there, let them download it. And then this next week, we're going to be live again on Saturday, 2 p.m. West African time, 8 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. West African time, 7 p.m. the UK. And then for those of us all around the world, wherever nation you're joining from, if you have friends, loved ones in other nations, share the link with them. It's Elevate 2025, right? And we're going to be having different sessions on Elevate. After we are done with these 7 Saturdays, we're still going to be having Elevate webinars, and we have the Elevate Network, right? All coming from the KJK development system in collaboration with the Center for Real Impact. I want to celebrate the team that made this happen. Thank you so much, guys. It's time to celebrate. It's our first, and I'm excited about it. We did really good. I'm proud of you all, and I also want to appreciate the country director, Center for Real Impact, Chris Oge. Great guy, doing awesome in that other space that we have an expression. Thank you for what you all are doing. The national team, alongside the several city coordinators. I see our folks from the UK too as well joining, and our folks from the US. Now, yeah, get coached with KJK. That's another different level as well, another expression of what we do. Find out how I can become your coach. Someone is going to speak with you, and then we would jump into it. And I have other books too. You can buy them on Amazon, or reach out to the office, and they will as well tell you where you can get the book. Embrace the Future, great book. I've gotten awesome testimonials from it. um, and then Unlock Your Relevance. These are hard copy books. They're not soft copy books. You have to buy them, order online on Amazon, from our website, or reach out to the office, and someone is going to, excuse me, tell you how to get the books. But then we have the free one. That's the Awaken Your Day. That one you download um, for free. All right. Do we have questions? Um, Questions. I probably will be able to take only one, and then what we will do is that every Saturday we will be addressing these questions, and then the last Saturday we would have we'll be able to address all the questions that we could not address in any of the webinar series. So if we don't finish a question, but every question will be addressed, every question will be attended to. Maybe not on that day. If we have Tayo Ashley next week and you have questions for him, he's going to be talking about the professional, like how you're going to be speaking to the professionals, how you can become more professional at your workplace, and all of that. Thank you, Uchenna. I see you. So we would hey Christy, how you doing? Thank you. We'll take it up from there. Jesrin, see you guys. All right. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dumi. Any questions? Pull those questions on the screen. Let's see if we can do one quickly, and then we will wrap it up today. Yep. All right. If there are no questions, or if there are questions, I will attend to those questions next week. Okay, guys, I will attend to those questions next week. Thank you so much for your time, and sending you hugs from here. I appreciate everyone for joining, and I'll see you next week. Again, please share the link to people. You don't have to wait until that day. So what's going to happen is when they click that link, they can put in their details, and when it's time for the webinar to start, they're going to get an automated notification, rather, that would get them to be able to join the webinar. So it's a system that has been built, and it is working, right? I appreciate you all. You can stay just a little bit more. I know I'll be out of here, and then we'll get some few adverts on the screen, and then have a great day, and I'll see you next week. Again, please share the link. Let people be a part of this webinar. Thank you so much, guys, and have a good one. Sending you hugs from. I hope you had a great time. Please put in your feedbacks in the comment section, and we'll get to pick them out. I don't mind you putting your name there, so we can be loud about it. Next week, we would your feedbacks will first come on the screen. People can read feedbacks from this first webinar, and then before the event will start, we would have these feedbacks read out. You can do that now, or you can send it to us later on, and we would be able to put them on the screen so people can see that impact is being made through this Elevate 2024 webinar series. Thank you so much, and you guys have a good one. Bye for now.